Hello, everyone. Grans and Alex here, filling in for Bill for today, and happy Saturday to all. And just a disclaimer, the show is produced by amateurs with no meteorological credentials whatsoever and should not be taken seriously by anyone. This means you, people. And here's the picture from the Holland State Park cam from earlier yesterday. Looks nice. And by the way, Bill is at a Tim McGraw concert as this is being taped alongside daughter number 2. Meanwhile, daughter number 1 is having her wedding coming up soon, so that will mean Bill will also be out for Sunday. Here's a look at our headlines. It'll be foggy Sunday morning with beautiful September weather otherwise, lots of sun, and temperatures will go down starting on Wednesday. A bit of a warmer fall this far. That might be subject to change, but who knows? For today's weather, again, it'll be foggy then clear with a high of 80 and a low of 53 with some scattered showers later. 69% humidity and winds to the south-southeast at 5 to 15 miles an hour. Again, could be worse. Here's a look at our 5-day forecast. It'll be sunnier later in the week. Sunny Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday, partly sunny. Sunday, high of 78, low of 49. Monday, high of 81, low of 52. Tuesday, high of 78 and low of 51. And finally, Wednesday with a high of 70 and a low of 43. The National Weather Service says to watch out for patchy fog in southwest lower Michigan going into Saturday. Grand Rapids will have a high of 80, as we said. Leadington high of 74, Marquette high of 71. Getting a bit cooler in the Upper Peninsula, but the lakeshore remains cool. And here's a look at our weather records for September 27th. A high of 86 in 1946 and a low 29 in 1989. Not every day you can say that. Certainly been some interesting variations there. There was apparently snow on September 27, 1947. Temperatures in the lower 30s. A bit early, that was. In 2009, a powerful microburst struck the northeast of Greenville with winds up to 70 miles per hour and some downed trees. And some interesting variation for the day. And the Michigan History Author Symposium, if you're interested in historical writing, historical biographies, well, that will be the thing for you in Battle Creek's Regional History Museum. Ali Saber, Judy Gale Krasnow, Sonia Hollins, Patty Smith, Michael Delaware, Jim Jackson, Jenner Trump, Tom Carr, B.R. Bates, Peggy Gragowski, Michaela B. Clausen, and Dr. Gerald Cliff, and more. There will be storytellings, book signings, inspiring stories, and other fun stuff there. So that will be today, 1 to 4 p.m. Tickets $5. On September 27, 1777, this Pennsylvania city became the U.S. capital for one day, thanks to fears that the Redcoats would advance on Philadelphia. It only lasted 1 day due to concerns it was also vulnerable and lacked sufficient accommodations for the Continental Congress. I believe that would be the city of Lancaster. Very interesting. Briefly, the capital. And not too far away from Philadelphia, so if they could take Philadelphia, what would stop them from going that far? A bit short-sighted there, but there you can see the courthouse. The Residence Act established Washington, D.C. as the U.S. capital, and when did it become the capital? Well, again, it was Philadelphia and briefly Lancaster there, as you said. And I believe that'd be 1800. That is correct. And hey, look, there's Bill over in D.C. What an interesting trip he must have had there. I'd imagine he'd have stories to tell if he was on. And here's a picture of a lake from Dave. Looks nice scenery. A few clouds. Looks like a nice place to go. Thank you, Dave. And here's a picture of a blue jay from John Doherty. Thank him for that. And we do not endorse any MLB teams here other than the Tigers, obviously, and the Whitecaps over in Double-A minor league. But there is a Blue Jay nevertheless. Pretty good picture there. And a deer from John Scully in the snow. Not sure where this would be, but that deer's definitely posing for the photo there as it looks. But yes, you can send your pictures to us at Bill's. Send your pictures to us. Be brave. Bill at billsteffen.com would be the email if you want to contribute to us. And otherwise, that brings us to the end of the show. Not much to really talk about today, but stay safe and stay cool.